he's actually a pro-British president, which Joe Biden very clearly wasn't. He's got a huge soft spot for this country.
In today's interconnected world, relationships between political leaders can play a crucial role in shaping both domestic and global landscapes. One of the most intriguing yet tense alliances is the triangular relationship involving British political figures Nigel Farage, Labour Party leader Keir Starmer, and former US President Donald Trump. With Trump's surprising re-entry into the White House, political dynamics have escalated, especially considering Farage's unwavering support for Trump and Starmer's notable past opposition, including his association with parts of the Biden administration. In an interview, Starmer emphasized his party's alignment with Biden's values, stating, "We do have close links with the Biden administration. This connection is vital for us, especially regarding our shared history, traditions, and values." Yet he also recognized that American citizens would ultimately choose their leader, and he would work with whoever became president. The special relationship, particularly in terms of nuclear deterrence, transcends the identity of any single US president, Starmer added. Analyzing the complex web of these relationships sheds light on shifting political dynamics in the UK and the US, and suggests why Farage's support of Trump might influence sentiment back home, while Starmer could need to tread carefully as a new era unfolds. Starmer's long-standing resistance to Trump's ideologies. As Labour leader, Keir Starmer has long been critical of Trump's policies. Even before Trump's presidency, Starmer's political stance indicated a clear opposition to Trump's agenda, a position that has strained diplomatic relations.
And that was enough for him, and he dropped the hell out of the race. He dropped them too much.
Trump, known for his unconventional leadership style and memory for perceived slights, has likely noted Starmer's critical tone, especially when it touches on issues Trump holds dear. Starmer's progressive policies and ethical principles often clash with Trump's governance style, creating a history of tension that could carry over into this new chapter of US-UK relations. For instance, Starmer has raised concerns about issues related to crime and border policies in the US, observing that over 10 million undocumented individuals have entered the US since Biden's presidency. Starmer has suggested that people in the US are feeling the repercussions, from rising crime to strained resources, and called for leadership that could offer tangible solutions. This stance reflects Starmer's broader criticism of Trump's policies, as he's publicly voiced discomfort with Trump's approach on issues like crime and governance, which he views as undermining democratic values. However, Trump's return to the White House raises stakes for Starmer, potentially placing him in an even more precarious diplomatic position. Trump's political approach has only grown more scrutinous, and Starmer's past moves, including public endorsements of Trump's political rivals, could now prove detrimental. Trump has been known to be less forgiving toward international figures who disagree with him, and Starmer's criticisms may place him on thin ice. Farage's loyalty to Trump strengthens his political influence. In stark contrast, Nigel Farage's relationship with Trump is defined by mutual admiration and shared goals. As a prominent figure in British politics and a vocal supporter of Brexit,
The Trump Organization in New York, quite unlike anything.
Farage has found a political ally in Trump, often publicly endorsing his bold and direct approach to leadership. Farage has praised Trump for his unfiltered style, a contrast to the conventional diplomacy that typically marks international relations, and has stayed loyal to Trump through thick and thin. For Trump, Farage represents the type of ally who not only aligns with his vision but supports it publicly. Farage's steadfast backing of Trump was evident during the last election cycle, where he continued to champion Trump's policies. This loyalty has not gone unnoticed across the Atlantic, reinforcing Farage's image as a steadfast partner who isn't afraid to voice his opinions. Farage's commitment to Trump's values has had notable effects on his own standing in the UK. Many in the UK who feel alienated by traditional political parties are drawn to Farage's message, as his populist rhetoric resonates with a significant portion of the public. His association with Trump has cemented his reputation as a champion for nationalist policies, advocating for a UK that prioritizes sovereignty and reduces reliance on the European Union. Moreover, Farage's connection to Trump has given him a unique platform to appeal to voters who seek leadership that breaks away from the status quo. By aligning with Trump, Farage has not only strengthened his political profile, but has also tapped into a segment of the population eager for change. His work with Reform UK enables him to continue pushing for the transformations he believes will benefit the UK, particularly around issues of governance and independence from European influence. Starmer's calculated diplomatic balancing act. Starmer's approach to international relations has often involved building alliances with leaders who share his progressive values. For example, reports suggest he previously lent support to Kamala Harris's campaign, a move likely intended to foster ties with like-minded American politicians. However, this could be perceived by Trump as political meddling, especially given Trump's well-documented sensitivity to criticism. Starmer's decision to support Trump's opposition may have seemed like a principled stand at the time, but Trump's return to power means that Starmer now faces potential repercussions for these past decisions. Trump's lengthy political memory has allowed him to hold on to perceived betrayals, and he is unlikely to overlook Starmer's previous actions. While Starmer once approached these issues from a purely moral standpoint,
lives, slogans, we can chant all day.
He may now need to exercise greater caution in handling Trump. The current diplomatic climate suggests that Trump could use his influence to exert pressure on Starmer, or even retaliate in ways that complicate UK-US relations. Farage and Trump's shared nationalist vision. One of the most compelling aspects of the Trump-Farage alliance is their shared nationalist ideology. Farage has consistently advocated for policies he believes serve the UK's interests, with Brexit standing as a prominent example of his vision for a sovereign, self-reliant Britain. Trump's America First agenda aligns closely with Farage's ideals, focusing on putting national interests above international obligations.
Be a very, very clever organiser of campaigns and targeting, and clearly he was.
Both leaders' stances resonate deeply with their followers, who feel disillusioned by traditional policies and support a more insular approach. The synergy between Farage and Trump may yield tangible political impacts, as they seek to bolster each other's influence in promoting nationalist policies in their respective nations. Their partnership underscores a broader movement toward nationalistic policies, uniting a base that values prioritizing national prosperity and sovereignty. A potential diplomatic tightrope for Starmer. Despite past interactions that have been relatively cordial, including reports of a shared meal between Trump and Starmer, Starmer now finds himself navigating a complex diplomatic terrain. Trump's initial friendliness may have hinted at a willingness to engage diplomatically, yet this was before Starmer's public endorsements of Trump's political rivals. Starmer's previous belief that opposing Trump's policies was a simple matter of principle now confronts the reality of Trump's return to power. The possibility of a strained relationship looms, particularly if Trump recalls Starmer's past alliances with Biden and Harris. This political reality demands a shift in strategy for Starmer, who must balance his principles with diplomatic pragmatism. While he may not wish to compromise his values, avoiding outright confrontation with Trump could help maintain stable relations between the UK and the US.
And we love the family, and we're going to have a great 4 years. And
Starmer's careful navigation of these relations will be crucial, as any misstep could potentially harm both his career and the broader UK-US alliance. Farage and Trump's partnership as a symbol of nationalistic politics. The Trump-Farage alliance is more than a political partnership. It's a statement of their commitment to nationalist policies that prioritize the needs of their respective countries. Farage's support for Brexit reflects this philosophy, advocating for the UK to stand independent of European influence, while Trump's America First approach resonates with a similar sentiment. Both leaders' ideologies appeal to voters disillusioned by traditional policies, making them symbols of a movement away from globalism toward a more self-focused governance model. As Farage continues to rise within British politics and Trump begins his next term, their shared vision may fuel new policies and initiatives that challenge the conventional political order. For their supporters, this partnership represents hope for substantial change, advocating for the interests of everyday citizens over established elites. In summary, the dynamic between Farage, Starmer, and Trump encapsulates the shifting political landscape of both the UK and the US, with Farage's loyalty Trump's enduring influence, and Starmer's pragmatic caution, each playing pivotal roles. As these leaders navigate the challenges of diplomacy and public sentiment, their interactions will undoubtedly shape future relations and influence the evolving political narratives within their nations. As always, feel free to share your thoughts on these important topics in the comments below. And if you haven't already, you're welcome to like this video and subscribe to our channel to stay informed on important issues. Thank you for joining us today, and see you in the next video.